Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Living is a Problem Because Everything Dies by Biffy Clyro. As always, the song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. If you would like to request something, just leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to add it to my list. Speaking of adding things to the list, the last song I did by Biffy Clyro was God and Satan. I think that's the only song I've done by them so far. But in the comments of that song, this was definitely the most requested to do next. So I'm glad to kind of come back to this band. I did like that first song quite a bit, and I'm just hoping that this one's even better. So I say we jump right in. This is, again, Living is a Problem Because Everything Dies, Biffy Clyro. By the title alone, I'm like, okay, this is probably going to be a little heavy, but let's go right in. Interested to see where this is going. Okay.
Come on, baby, do you think it's good to feel like I'm lying here, swimming in memories? I fear God because everything dies, babe. Got a gun in the back of my car. A spasm of good sense is making my eye twitch. I'm padding up all your consolation. I'm trying to call in a shed tie. Take my face to the inside alone. Nothing to eat but fingers in the backseat. Well, I met God and he had nothing to say to me. I pray to God that you're right before my eyes. Baked in white light.
like what it built up to. It was pretty good.
I pray to God that you're right before my eyes. Baked and white light with halos in your eyes. Don't wanna waste no more time. Time's what we don't have. Everywhere I look, someone dies. Wonder when it's my turn.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. You know, I was looking at the title and I thought like, okay, this is going to be definitely really like a heavy subject matter, right? And I definitely think it was, but they still made it very like fun to listen to. So that was kind of interesting, right? That buildup was really, I will say honestly, kind of strange. And you're like, well, I was like, what are we building up to here? But then when we kind of got into it, I was like, okay, this is kind of jamming out. I like this a lot. But then as I'm listening to the lyrics along with jamming out, I'm like, okay, this is still pretty like dark, you know. This is definitely not a happy song, I feel like. So anyway, let's break it down piece by piece. Let's start with the lyrics. I do always like to read the about section that Genius has, if they have one here. It says, Living is a Problem Because Everything Dies is the first track on Biffy Clyro's fourth studio album, Puzzle. It's about not wanting to waste your life, but about having no idea where to turn and suddenly being aware of your own mortality. And that comes, I guess, from Simon Neil as he went through the Puzzle album track by track. The song was released on the 14th of May, 2007 as the second physical single from the album. Okay. And then this picture is just heartbreaking right here. Like I look at it and I'm like, no, that's very sad. So, looking at the lyrics, let's see if that's kind of how we read it as well. It says, come on, baby, do you think it's good to feel like I'm lying here swimming in memories? I fear God because everything dies, babe. I got a gun in the back of my car. A spasm of good sense is making my eye twitch. I've had enough of all your consolation. So it's interesting here because he says, I got a gun in the back of my car. Spasm of good sense is making my eye twitch. I've had enough of your consolation. Is he thinking about like murdering someone? It's an in-conflict of decision and action. He wants to shoot someone, maybe himself, but he knows it's wrong to do that. He's also tired of being consoled. He has to act. So yeah, he's obviously upset about something. I think this line's pretty interesting right here where he says, I fear God because everything dies. And I think that reminds me of my upbringing as a Catholic. It's like, well, when you die, like, you know, you want to go to heaven, so you better believe in God, right? That kind of thing. It's like, well, that's why I sort of fear, you know, the Catholics use fear, like you're supposed to fear God, but not like be terrified of him. They use it in a sort of, I guess, different way. I don't fully understand it, but that's kind of what I get from this one too. Is like you have to fear God because I mean one day you might meet him. That whole thing. So I kind of like I said, it's an interesting line there. I'm drowning, caught in a shit tide. Tape my face to the inside of love. Nothing to eat but fingers in the back seat. I've met God, and He had nothing to say to me. I pray to God that you're right before my eyes, bathe in white light with halos in your eyes. Don't want to waste no more time. Time's what we don't have. Everywhere I look, someone dies. Wonder when it's my turn. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the crux of the song right there, right? Like I don't want to waste any more time. I just want to live my life. I'm tired of being scared or whatever, right? Just want to live because everyone dies, right? Everywhere I look, someone's dying. And it sort of makes you wonder, like, when is it my turn? So you really get hit with that sense of mortality. And I think we all kind of go through it where you're just like, oh, I can die. And that's terrifying. I don't know. Maybe some people will have a different feeling of it. But for me, I definitely came to grips with my mortality. And I'm just like, damn, I'm going to die someday. And that kind of sucks. How well do you know me? Leave an open door. What you looking for, babe, when you come down? I built a time machine to escape from all the pain in the back of my car. Living's a problem because everything dies, babe. Save yourself. I'm not too far away. This part right here where he says, I built a time machine to escape from all the pain in the back of my car. I obviously don't think he actually built a time machine, but I'm wondering if it's sort of metaphor for like, I can't stop thinking back to the past and thinking to my life. Because, back in, I think the first verse, he was talking about going through memories, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting from this one. Wanting to escape the present, escape the inevitable future by just always sort of dwelling on the past. I pray to God that you're right before my eyes, bathed in white light with halos in your eyes. Don't want to waste no more time. Time's what we don't have. Everywhere I look, someone dies. Wonder when it's my turn. Pray to God that you're right before my eyes, bathed in white light with halos in your eyes. Don't want to waste no more time. Yeah, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Just someone who, again, has sort of come to grips with their own mortality and not necessarily wanting to avoid it, but just understanding that that our time on Earth is finite and they have to sort of make the best out of it while they have. So, I mean, lyrically, I think it's obviously very relatable. Something that, again, we all kind of have to come to terms with. And so, I think it was well written. There were some good lines in there. So I give it 2 thumbs up lyrically. I thought it was pretty good. As far as the instrumentation goes, honestly, the build-up, I wasn't really digging it, but I kind of get it. I get that, they're sort of building up to something. It just wasn't, to me, the build-up wasn't that interesting, I guess. But once the song got into it, I was like, okay, we're jamming out. This is actually pretty good. Really enjoyed the guitar work throughout as well. And then vocally, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I think he really came with the sort of right emotion while still having that sort of edge to be almost like dipping his toe into sort of this punk rock feel, I think, vocally. So I think vocally and instrumentally, this one was pretty solid. I give it a thumb up overall. Not a bad song at all. And then as far as replay value goes, the subject matter here is a little heavy, but I think it's so relatable and it gives you enough to really jam out to that. I think this is one of those that makes the playlist. I don't know if I listen to it every day, just because when we come across some sort of darker subject matter, again, that makes you sort of face your inevitable mortality. It's like, all right, I don't know if I want to be like in that sort of mood every day. But there's definitely some room for it on the playlist, and I can definitely see myself listening to it again. So I'm going to give it a thumb up for replay value as well. Overall, a pretty good song. And I got to say, I liked it a lot more than God and Satan. I think I really just enjoyed the fast pace here. I'll have to go back and listen to God and Satan because it has been a while, but definitely liked this one a lot, and then, like I said, it's going to make the playlist. So thank you so much for all the people who requested it. Like I said, this was a pretty popular request after doing that initial track from Biffy Clyro. As always, if you want to be that person to request something, just put it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. And, of course, if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe, comment, all that stuff. You can also check the description below to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok, all the T places. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.